AniCod here. Now let's go through all of the weapons in Rust in as much detail, as fast as I can, all in around 10 minutes hopefully. So, the water pistol. Yeah, I'm covering everything in this video. So you do need the Sunburn DLC pack for this one, and you can craft with 75 frag and no workbench needed either. You can get a water gun. This one is like the pistol's big brother. Still a meme, but this one will get you meme kudos with the Rust gang. It does cost 125 frag, and you have to give this one a bit of a 5-knuckle shuffle to get it to work. The snowball gun, or the snowball launcher, this is the tool you wanted as a kid. Modelled on the grenade launcher, it holds a fast firing 50 snowballs, and it has got the potential to down players with its 8 damage per shot. Although there has been a nerf to this, so don't go taking one of these raiding with you unless you want to make players cold and wet. Then we've got the water pipe shotgun. This little bang stick is a single firing shotgun that costs 150 wood and 75 scrap. It can easily down players at close range with a single shot. It looks rubbish, but don't underestimate it. We've got double barrel shotgun. Now imagine 2 water pipes stuck together, and there you have it, you've got a double barrel. These are good if you want the insurance of a follow-up shot before you have to reload. If you see someone with one of these, probably not a good idea to run up to them and swap Pokemon cards in a hurry. They cost 175 frag and 2 pipes, naturally. Pump shotgun. If you want to feel like Terminator on a motorbike, then this is the one for you, minus the motorbike obviously. It holds 6 shells and can take down groups of enemies at close range. There is a short pumpy pump between each shot, but this shouldn't affect you too much, as you can use that time to re-aim for your next trigger pull. They cost 15 high qual, 2 pipes and 1 spring. Then we come up to the best shotgun, the Spaz shotgun. This beast is probably as good as you're going to get for a shotgun. It's got a 6-shot capacity, but it's semi-automatic, meaning you can get all 6 shots downrange as fast as you can pull the trigger. You can't craft these, but they are relatively easy to find in lock crates. Failing that, and if you can't be bothered to search for them, just take 250 scrap over to the bandit camp and buy one. Then we've got the Eoka Pistol. People still underestimate this little beast. It's the cause of more rage than a police force in Liverpool. They're dirt cheap at 75 wood and 30 frag, and you can easily take down geared player with these. Then we've got the nail gun. Surprisingly, you don't need nail guns to build anything. They're only used for one thing: to turn people into hedgehogs. These are quite good early game. They cost 75 frag and 15 scrap to craft. They hold 16 nails, and if you land each one, they'll cause 18 damage, which means if you're a good shot, you can easily down players with a single mag. Then moving on to the revolver. This little 8-shot pistol is the entry level of early game firearms. They cost 1 pipe, 25 cloth, weirdly enough, and 125 frag to craft. It's got an 8-shot capacity, which isn't too shabby. It's just a shame about the power and the accuracy over long distance, which is only 35 per shot, by the way. We've got the semi-automatic pistol, or the P2 if you're a cool kid. Bit more powerful at 40 damage. It's got a 10-shot capacity, all of which is as fast as you can pull the trigger. The reload is even faster than the revolver by half a second, so it's better in every way. To craft, it is a little bit more expensive. You do need a semi-auto body, 4 high qual and a pipe, but considering what you get, it's not too badly priced at all. If you want to be a cowboy, not one of the ones in a tent, I mean one with a big dirty revolver, then a Python is for you. It's got a high damage at 55, it's accurate, and it's got a 6-shot capacity. The recoil is large on this, but hopefully if you can land your shots, you should only need 2 to 3 to down a player. You do need 3 pipes to craft, as well as a spring and 10 high qual. Then, my favourite pistol, the James Bond style SWAT, SAS, SEAL, and any other cool people's go-to weapon, probably, the M92 or M9. You can't craft these, but it's ultra fast firing, ultra low recoil, and a 15-shot mag, all of which makes this an absolute beast. If you want one, get yourself out finding lock crates. If you're having no luck, get yourself to the bandit camp with some scrap and trade it for one of these. You do need 250 of the stuff. Next is the semi-auto rifle, or if you're a cool kid, you're allowed to call it the SAR. It's the entry level rifle and it's preferred by lots of players due to its range, fire rate and 40 damage per shot. If you're having trouble with the AK spray, then this should do you down to the ground. To craft it, you do need one semi-body, 1 spring, 450 frag and 4 high qual. Don't forget a level 2 workbench too. We've then got the M39. Lots of M's on this game for some reason. It's a better SAR basically. It does 50 damage, really good range, 20 capacity. The only downside is you can't craft these, you do need to find one. You can get them from supply drops, but if you've got a spare 400 scrap burning a hole in your man bag, then go to the bandit camp and you can grab yourself one of these things too. You've got the Thompson or Tommy Gun. They really do need to introduce the drum mag for this one. It's got 20 capacity with its current magazine. You do need an SMG body to craft one of these. You also need 10 high qual, 100 wood and a spring. You've got my favourite SMG, which is the MP5. It's got a 30 shot mag, really fast fire rate at 600. It costs 1 SMG body, 15 high qual, 2 springs, and for what you get, I'd say that's quite reasonable. You do need a level 3 workbench, which puts it into a higher tier list, but totally worth it. With the same fire rate, you've got a custom SMG, slightly lower damage at 30 compared to 34 from the MP5. It's got a slightly lower capacity at 24, but they are much cheaper. You only need 8 high qual, 1 SMG body and a spring to craft one of these. They are craftable with a level 2 workbench too, which means they're a little bit more accessible earlier on in the game. You can get a rocket launcher. Well, what can I say? You want to get rid of a wall, you want to make a big bang, just craft a launcher. Simple. All you need is 40 high qual and 4 pipes. You'll get 350 damage from a standard rocket. Job done. Next we've got a grenade launcher, 6 shot capacity. They take smoke grenades, HE grenades and shotgun rounds. You can't craft any of these, and to be fair, I've only ever found them on the heavy scientists from the oil rigs. They are really good when used to raid. They're not too loud compared to rockets or C4, but just remember with these, you do need to aim above your target. Next we've got a flamethrower. Really good in the early game, especially when raiding wood. They're pretty quiet, and in my opinion, the price is a little bit unreasonable, especially for what you get. It does cost 15 high qual, a huge 6 pipes, 100 low grade fuel and 2 propane tanks. I wouldn't use a flamethrower in a fight because it's less than useless, and they've got a fuel capacity of 100 low grade. The flamethrower will easily burn through this as well at a great rate of knots, so make sure you've got a decent supply. Then we've got the Mighty Assault Rifle, or AK, whatever you want to call it. It's got huge damage at 50, decent fire rate. The recoil is quite big, but if you get used to the pattern, you'll be able to turn this into a laser in no time. They are really expensive, with 1 rifle body of 50 high qual, 200 wood and 4 springs. You'll obviously need a level 3 workbench too to craft one of these, but it's totally worth it, especially when you get one of the best weapons in the game out of it. The classic sniper rifle, the bolty, or bolt action rifle, whatever you want to call it, it's got huge damage at 80. You do need a level 3 workbench because it is top tier after all. They cost 20 high qual, 1 rifle body, 3 pipes and a spring. They are single shot bolt action, so try and be as accurate as you can. Because they're long range, you do need to learn the bullet drop or just use HV rounds, whatever. You've then got the Mighty LR300, or just the LR if you've got no time to say 300. This beast is up there with the AK, and although it's slightly less powerful at 40 as opposed to 50 from the AK, it has a faster fire rate and lower recoil, making it easier to land shots. It looks better too, and the most important thing in Rust is cosmetics. We all know that. You can't craft these, but you can buy them with 500 scrap from the bandit camp. If you're tight and you don't want to pay for an LR, you can find them in lock crates, oil rig crates, supply drops and the likes. Now the king of all weapons, the M249 or the M2. Don't get it mixed up with the M9, completely different weapons. The damage on this is huge at 65, the fire rate is respectable at 500, the capacity is ridiculous at 100. You obviously can't craft these, and they're quite hard to find too. If you want to get yourself one, make sure you get out there looking for the APC crates and the heli crates. That's pretty much your best chance of finding one of these. Top tip for this, If you want more controllable recoil, try not to move too much, as you'll have a high movement sway penalty. Another tip, slap an 8 times on one of these, a laser sight and a silencer, you'll melt people. Granted, you will melt your silencer as well, but you'll be melting people before you get to that stage. And finally, since we're finishing on the king weapons, take a look at this L96 rifle. It's an absolute beast. Pair it up with HV rounds and you'll love the range before you get any bullet drop. It's a 5-shot mag fed by a bolt action lever that looks cool as crap too. You can't craft or buy them as you'd expect, but like the M2 you can find them in APC crates, oil rig crates, heavy scientists and the likes. Now we've covered every firearm and a couple of extra little bits. If there is anything else you want me to cover, let me know in the comments down below. You can follow me and see what I'm up to on the usual social media. Really appreciate you if you've watched it this far. Let me know you're a legend in the comments down below. And again, really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.